Well, you're very welcome. The sun is shining. It's actually beautiful. I'm taking a little break from my decorating. I'm putting up this little video. And it's a compilation video. So it's a bit of this, a bit of that, but the main theme running all the way through the video is my kitchen. Oh, my kitchen. Didn't I say last week that I would have it finished by last Friday? And then I said, oh no, maybe I'm being a bit too optimistic. Should we say Monday? So this is Sunday morning and I've got that corner done. That was something that was a bit difficult, you know, because of moving that heavy furniture, that piece there. So the corner's done. It's had 3 coats. Now you can see up here, I've got to put another coat on this bit. But it's looking good. So, for the rest of today, I'm hoping to do the wall up to that corner and then clear those shelves as well and paint the pelmet up there and so on and so forth. But I'm pleased so far with how it's looking. And it's a beautiful day. A light breeze, sunshine, bird song. It's beautiful out there. But I'm working in here. So one of the things that I discovered as I was walking around the cottage this morning is some holes in the barge board. So I'll need to have all that replaced, or at least repaired. I think a lot of it is kind of beginning to rot. I have got quite tired working on my own here. When I'm working outdoors, I don't get so tired. I've got to say, I'm always invigorated, but working on this project in the kitchen, oh, it has revealed to me years and years of dirt and grime and dust and soot and a longing to not just keep my life simple, which I've always strived to do, but to make it even simpler. And and it also has got me to focus in on tasks that really need to be done, like the replacement of the barge board all the way around the cottage, because bits of it are rotting. And there's actually holes, well, as big as my fist in some of it. Yeah. So, onwards and upwards. I am flagging a wee bit. I've got to say, I'm flagging a wee bit. Oh, there's a bird that said, oh, come on, Colette. Anyway, yeah. Just got to keep at it. You've got to keep at it. I think that that's a pretty good message actually to put out today. Not to give up on stuff. Keep going. Try to keep a vision of the end result. That's important. Because what I find is that if I should complain, like I've just done, you know, saying I'm flagging a bit and blah, 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 there's always a sort of a chorus joins in that says, sometimes in my head, sometimes on social media, oh, Colette, look after yourself, you know, don't go so hard at things, slow down. And I do actually take my own advice and advice from a lot of you out there. But it is important to focus, to really keep one's focus for the desired result. I think that's hugely important. And not to feel in any way sorry for oneself, because that's a real big pit of despair. There's always something you can do. Now, I've got the rep coming from the company that I'm going to buy this stove off coming tomorrow. So that's going to be interesting. And that shows you that I've really grasped, people say grasp the metal. I said grasp the nettle. And on my way to sorting out that big issue. Now, the second issue, which is the replacement of this roofing and supports and the barge board. It would be great if I could find someone to do that. Obviously, I'm paying for whatever service I'm asking for. I'm not the kind of person that can. I'm not the kind of person that's happy with people doing things for me. Whenever I need someone to do something, I also need to pay them for that work. That's in many ways been an Achilles heel for me, because there are so many people who have offered to help me over the years, and I've just said no, blanket no. If I want your help, I'll ask for it and I will pay you accordingly. I don't want favours. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Favours. Because a favour means you have to repay the favour. And I would prefer to have work done, underscore it, payment given, thank you very much. That's it. And that way I keep my peace of mind and my independence. Yeah. Important. I've always been a woman who stood her ground, you know. I don't like complainers, and I don't like to complain. It weakens me. If I complain about something, I feel weak. And in the true old Celtic style, I am a strong woman, I'm a strong Irish woman who needs to be independent in whatever capacity that is, you know. I'm not always going to be as physically strong as I am now. I'm not doing bad for 68, coming up to 69 in October. Yeah. So staying independent, I think, is my lifestyle choice, and what brings me happiness. Yeah, I say happiness. I know. So here we are, cushions on the floor for when I kneel down to do under the radiator. So I'm doing about 2 sometimes 3 coats on the wall as I go along. And I'm going to be painting the pelmet, I think sort of a white, yeah, though I can always change it at some other point anyway. Well, I've just sat down for a little rest. And it's got quite warm here as well. So I'm going to make, I think I'll make a small pot of coffee. I need something to G me up a wee bit. I'm flagging. Nice view out the window though, look. There's not as much as a little feather of a breeze. It's beautiful. Oh, something to show you, which is quite exciting. I got both the clocks working. Now this one hasn't worked in well over a year, but this one hasn't worked in years. In fact, you'd be hard pressed to find a video out of over, 12 years of videos I put up here with this clock working. So I think it may have something to do with the energy that's been allowed in. Now, talking of energy, this is where I've got to in my painting endeavours. So right to the end of this window, so obviously I've got to put, more coats on up there, but I've painted the little pelmet. I managed to find some satinwood paint out in the barn that was sort of half used. So I've done the pelmet, but I've also started work on the radiator. That radiator has never been painted. Am I admitting that I'm a little bit of a slut? Okay, well, perhaps. But I just never thought it needed painting, but it certainly does. It's got the first coat, just of satinwood. I'm just going to use up this tin of paint. And yeah, it is actually a very long, hard endeavour because I have to clean everything down before I do anything. So that's where the work comes in. But I'm getting there. I've taken some of my vitamins. I thought I needed some vitamins. Since I've fixed those 2 clocks, all I'm hearing now is tick-tock, tick-tock. Oh. So it's Sunday evening and it's 8:20, and I've just finished now up to the window. So I've got all the coats of paint on. I've done the little pelmet. I've even painted the windowsill and the radiator. So I'm very pleased that all that's been done, because if we look now from the end of the window all the way round to where the stone wall meets the sitting room, that's all done. So I can safely put all my little pictures and things back up, and tomorrow I will be tackling from that window to the other one. I think that's going to be the dirtiest part. I'm going to clear that top shelf completely. I don't think I'll have anything up there for the time being, and I'll be painting the wall, painting the shelves, painting the worktop, and looking out the old curtain for there until I get the new curtains made. So, big difference, isn't there, between that window and that? Look at that. Yeah. So, in between decorating, what I do is I come in and out of the garden, and I'm chopping wood and I'm doing little bits and pieces. I'm cutting back, I'm clearing space, I'm getting myself worked up to strimming and mowing, which is something I have to do. Let me just straighten this camera a wee bit. Okay. But walking Patsy, and especially this morning, I came across a few little surprises, so I want to show you. It would be easy to believe that this was filtered and colorised and everything else, but it's not. This is the front of the cottage this morning, Tuesday, think it's is it the 29th of July? Anyway, it's Tuesday. Yeah. And this is the gorgeous mallow, just at the top of the driveway here. And above it, fuchsia, and above that, white buddleia. Isn't that a picture? So it's 9:45. Yes, the clocks are keeping perfect time. It is both bizarre and bewildering. Anyway, so I've started work going from this kitchen window to that one. You just come in a bit closer. And I'm just testing out now where the clock should go. And yeah, so I've got the first coat on up there. I've got everything that was on the walls. Well, some of the stuff anyway, I have put back up. But I've washed it all, washed it and dried it. So it's all gleaming. Beautiful ethereal light look coming through that window now. It's still, see the sun setting, just see the redness in the sky there. I think you can see it. So it's going to be a big decision about what goes back in those shelves, because I don't want to be up there dusting the top shelf. So I may put pictures along that wall there and then keep that first shelf at the top clear. Yeah, all these things I'm thinking about as I'm resting in between decorating. I'm knitting away on my poncho. So this is turning out to be a little bit of a video diary, you know, because it's taken me quite some time getting this painting done. I'm trying hard to be as thorough as possible because I don't want it to be a slapdash job. And besides that, it's actually quite meditative, you know, just every hour or so I do a bit more and I do a bit more. So I am taking my time, I'm not rushing, but it's given me a lot of pleasure actually just to do painting and decorating in this way, because I know I'm getting there, but I'm just breaking the huge task down into little bitsy tasks that are quite affordable time-wise and energy-wise. And I've got to say I'm flagging a wee bit. Time for bed soon, I think. I began the Bealtaine project in 2004 by purchasing this old cottage, which, as you can see, has been transformed, although nothing structurally done to it, a little bit added. This was the driveway up to the cottage. Well, it was a track really, it was very difficult to get up. And this is it 20 years later. I planted over 1,100 trees and dedicated this part of my life to the project. I'm recognised by the Irish government as a writer and therefore have been accredited artist status. My first book, A Cottage in 3 Acres. My second, In Search of the Goddess Rising. My third, Walking Between Worlds. And 2 booklets, Bealtaine Cottage Guide to the Deep Midwinter and The Celtic Festival of Imok. All books can be purchased through my website, and there's a link beneath each and every video. I will be posting a link into the comment section also. You can hear me read the first 2 chapters of my book, A Cottage in 3 Acres, over on my website, bealtainecottage.com. Again, there's a link beneath each and every video.